Halal Angels was conceived, couple of years ago, but we launched it in 2020 during the pandemic. And what we wanted to do is, in the halal economy, there is no angels network. So we thought we would create an angels network, which will connect investors and startups together, because the halal economy needs funding. And the funding, that there's a big challenge. That's why this market is not growing. Why does halal economy needs entrepreneurship? Or why does every economy needs, what you say, entrepreneurship? The reason is entrepreneurs spur economic growth. Entrepreneurs add to national income. Entrepreneurs create social change. It helps in community development. It creates innovation. It solves issues. And the best thing, it adds revenue to the government. And overall, it creates more jobs. More jobs means people don't need to live on charity. And if you are making good money, you will also give back to the society in terms of charity, endowment, and donation. The halal economy is a very huge market, and according to Thomson Reuters, it is estimated to grow to $9.7 trillion in 2025. And different countries are leading into this. Indonesia, because it's largest Muslim population, followed by Malaysia. India has one of the largest Muslim population. Pakistan, Nigeria, Iran, and Turkey are trying to spur this growth in a big way. Now, a lot of people think halal means food, but besides food, it is also about travel, cosmetics, modest fashion, Islamic finance, and there are other allied services. And there are around millions of dollars which can be invested into this, but it's not happening, and that's why we're here. Now, when you look at Asian Muslims, they are trying to lure the global Muslims of $1.8 billion into their technology startups. And now the Muslim population has a lot of youth, and the youth is using a lot of technology, the millennials, and they have a good to do attitude. So this is what drives entrepreneurship. And the lifestyle market is going to grow very big, not the food and not the cosmetics, but overall the lifestyle market. So halal consumer market is a huge one.
Right.
I would introduce Mr. Akram Haq. Akram is a very close friend of ours. He's also the board member for Halal Angels Network. And he's also the co-host along with me, who will drive this conversation. So Akram is the publisher editor of the Policy Times News, which is his background, in his backdrop. And the other thing is he's also involved in education. He does fantastic webinars on education, and he also recently started the startup global world startup council. So hand over to Akram, and he can
Thank
share the
you.
agenda
Thank you
and the
so much,
vision.
Dr. Malik, for wonderful introduction to the program. And I invite and welcome every individual. Let us produce entrepreneurs and innovators. So with this, I'll invite our speakers. Now to talk on that, I'll first invite our sister, because as a ladies first approach. So Sister Siren, kindly make your presentation or share your presentation.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most beneficent. And I would like to thank Dr. Tawsif Malik, the brother in Islam, inviting me to be here. And it's when I found this Halal Commerce Canada in 2019, the idea comes about, and I launched it on 2020, and I had a conversation with Dr. Tawsif Malik, brother. We had a long discussion about 2-3, maybe more than an hour over the WhatsApp, and explaining what is actually he actually inspired me. After a discussion, I had more inspiration come how to be an entrepreneur in halal industry. So that's where I actually developed my halal commerce. I really wanted to be an entrepreneur serving our community with a halal product, our halal permissible product. So 2020, I launched this Halal Commerce Canada. And meantime, while I am developing my MVP, I had really passionate about the retail product. How do I connect halal product with the end user? So I opened the marketplace, and then I had said, okay, this is the North American market. How can I engage into the internationally rather than US and Canada, outside of Canada? Then I have opened another one is called Halal Commerce Mall. We haven't launched it yet, but we done our MVP. Everything we're gonna launch it, inshallah, maybe. So our target is to drive main purpose of our project to serve in Canada-based our headquarters, but we wanted to serve in international market as well, following this category: modest fashions, healthy lifestyle, halal trade, Islamic investment and financing. But our main focus, core focus, is to cosmetic and beauty and halal, modest fashions. North America free trade. This is actually is a good one because we had the NAFTA trading agreement between USA, but after the president of United States, Trump, has came along and they changed it to United States Mexico Canada agreement. But within the NAFTA trade, when I was dealing with my electronic business model, it was really beneficial because we pay less imported fee, as well as exporting it into that region was very good. Why women entrepreneur matter in trade? So this topic has come over and over again. Why in Islamic environment women entrepreneurship matter in trade? My entrepreneurship, I have actually, my husband is very cooperative in terms of entrepreneurship. So you cannot go out and work. So what do? I study, I cannot work out and look after the children. So how do I do that? How do I align this kind of problem into my workplace or entrepreneurship? So there was the entrepreneurship was the only solution, because I was able to work online. I was able to do my house chores. I was able to look after my children side by side. Since 2007, I'm working, raising my kids. They're not now college and student, university students. So along the way, I was also able to do the business online too. So because I was choosing business with the technology, it's helped me to realize that I can do these things. It's possible. And thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much, sister. May I request now Dr. Adil Eldin, the founder and CEO of Quality Affordable Healthcare.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Dr. Malik, who has been an old friend. We go back almost more than 15 years ago. And I know when his late dad was alive, and we come along in Chicago and Florida and so on. And I'm so happy that we're working together on this ecosystem. I am a board certified cardiologist. I'm a heart doctor, basically. I've been here in Florida for 25 years. Initially did my training in New York and so on. And I realized after the world economic crisis back in 2008, there are things going to change. And certainly healthcare, which is my area of expertise, will definitely change. So I wanted to be on the forefront of those changes, and I wanted to be certainly making an impact on the changes in the healthcare. And so I decided to work on solutions. I wanted to do something to really help the consumer, which is everybody in the health, is a consumer of healthcare. Absolutely. And we know what the pandemic have proven that, health is number one commodity. There's no ifs and buts about it. But then it comes the affordability. Can I afford to have the health cost and so on? We know that a lot of people can't, and it's number one, healthcare being number one cause for bankruptcy, people who go to bankruptcy. So where we go from there? What solutions do we have to offer to people and to everyone who wants to access that? I wear so many hats, and being a global goodwill ambassador is one of them. So now we have a great model, great solution that we can keep people healthy, save them money, give back to the community to feed the hungry, and a great entrepreneurial model that's been validated and proved, and now it's ready to replicate it in a more or less franchise format. And we're certainly happy to entertain any questions or those would like to enroll in this system. Area that I have this added one. We had published a lot of research papers and so on to show the true model that I built on the Pronto Care, so it can help not only on the day-to-day healthcare needs for small and medium-sized business, which I agree totally with the sister. It is the engine of the economy. That's it's 86% of the economy engine of a small business. I certainly would invite everybody to take a look at the ProntoCare.co. We're already, branded, trademark is there, and to have affiliates, local partners, and certainly open for collaboration with investors to have this everywhere. Now we can combine technology to reach everywhere, and we can combine everybody can benefit from this network. I have other businesses called Florida Medical Tourism, which will take care of the medical tourism and wellness tourism and all related activities. But I just wanted to at least point this out to folks, and all the information are contact information on the slides, and I'll be more than happy to entertain any questions, inshallah. Thank you so much for your attention.
Now, moving forward, let me invite our final speaker, Dr. Mohammed Saeed, DDS, founder of Miswak Toothbrush.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Tawseef. Thank you for having me. But okay, so basically, my name is Mohammed Saeed. I'm a practicing dentist in Chicago. I've been practicing for over 20 years now. So the basic concept of Miswak was when I was doing my research, I came across a journal in Odontology, the Journal of Odontology. There was a very interesting article about how Miswak has got antibacterial properties. And so basically, the whole idea, the concept, the Miswak toothbrush came in when I came across this Journal of Odontology, which talked about Miswak having antibacterial properties. So this got me thinking and got me into doing some more research. And I found, interestingly, there are a lot of articles out there that show that Miswak is better in terms of brushing than a regular toothbrush. So then we have the scientific basis, and then we have the Sunnah, as we all know about, and it got me thinking, why aren't we using it? Why aren't we not using this Miswak regularly as we should be? And that, in my opinion, it was probably because of the way that Miswak is a stick, and in modern times, you don't want to be carrying a stick around. So I came up with an idea to make it more modern in terms of usability. So what happened is I started off this, got this idea in 2010, and then I set up the production line. It was pretty much launched in 2012. As he said, he was part of my project. He helped me out in the beginning. It was a big help with him when he was back in Chicago. So the concept basically is very simple. I cut the pieces of Miswak into small bristles, and I attach it to a handle, and you just open the packet and you just brush. There is no need for cutting and chewing like you do in the regular Miswak. You have to cut it. Normally, you have to slice the top of the Miswak, crush it, and then you can use it. It's kind of difficult nowadays to do that. So I just thought of this idea in which I do everything. I cut the pieces and flavor them. They're flavored as well. We have different flavors, but you can flavor them, and you just use it without water or paste. You just brush. There's no need for water or paste. This is an interesting video, I think, if I can play this. It shows one of my workers. I was given this packet to her for the first time, and she just used it wonderfully without even me having to explain the whole concept. So we kind of took a video of that and put it online.
Wow.
It's very simple. You just open the packet and then you just brush. So this is gone. What is it? How do I?
Nice.
The next video. I have to go to the next slide. Maybe next slide. Okay, there it is. Okay. So then that was the use and throw version of it. Then there's another one that we have one that is with a handle in which we can have it used multiple times rather than just throwing it away. What we do is we have a handle and a cap on top as well to preserve the freshness. So for this, you can use it multiple times. And since it's got a cap, it doesn't dry out. And you can use it for about a week, I believe. We tried it about a week, probably can go more. And then you just take out the tip, throw it away, and get another one. It saves you on, I guess, buying a new one. And that's basically it. So the biggest thing is challenges, as I was talking about, what I faced as a startup with the manufacturing process. The miswak comes there's no standard miswak size. It comes in different sizes. So I had to cut the miswak, design machines that'll be able to cut it to a certain size and fit inside of plastic. That was my biggest problem. I didn't realize it was that big a problem, but every miswak is different in size. And to get it down to a plastic and fit it, it's pretty difficult. Then, of course, the distribution channels. I had a really hard time finding distribution channels. Whenever I go to an exhibition, I had a lot of people. I have an exhibition in many countries. There were a lot of people that were interested in the miswak. But once I go to distributors, I had a big challenge finding people who can actually distribute the product. And financing was obviously a problem. Everybody has financing. But the good thing for me was in the initial stage, the seeding money, I was able to raise pretty fast with friends and family. But eventually, it died out. I had to buy more. And like Tawfiq was talking about, I think this is an interesting report here. We have a lot of halal products that we can market to right now.
Concluding remarks, I would start with Dr. Adil.
Thank you so much for the beautiful program and the opportunity to present. I believe we already have the word out. The message has been out. I think we're really hunted down to see how you can upscale any business. Yeah, you named it, and the funding and so on. But you have to believe in all the effort and struggle that each and every one of the presenters have done. 12 years, going through, really changed the entire healthcare system in Florida and across the nation. And of course, everybody copies America, so everybody now can see the model that took so many years and tears, sweat, and blood, and they can benefit from that by replicating it across the globe and can address the healthcare, hunger, and also bringing the heart back in medicine, because it's about rahmah, it's about mercy, it's about the humanity. And this is part of my other hat that I'm wearing as a global goodwill ambassador, but really putting it all in action and reach out to so many people in need, especially with the pandemic and especially with all the financial hardships that people go through and still need healthcare.
Dr. Said, closing remark.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. It was wonderful, and I hope you keep up the good work. This is an interesting platform. I think it's near the time. I think we need something like this to help people, especially like me, who have a 9-to-5 job, who know nothing about running a business, but have an idea that needs to be implemented. Thank you all.
Sister, concluding remark.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It was very nice presentation, and I would like to conclude. Two brothers, Dr. Tawfiq Malik, Mohammed Sayed, and Dr. Aldin, we have biggest problem with the funding in Islamic business, because this is why I was 2007 to 2010, I was in traditional business financing services as a consultant. I found that every small business is failed because of the funding. We have the great idea. I have the great idea. You have the great idea. This brother Miswak, he's facing financial. Everybody bottom problem is the financing. We do not have a stakeholder. We have innovator, but we don't have a stakeholder, an investor, or a venture capitalist to help us go through the next stage. I have 3 projects. Brother Mohammed Said has a project. Dr. Aldin has a project. We all have a different stage of the business, but problem we are facing is financing, because we do not have a proper marketplace to have a finance. Dr. Tawfiq Malik has an excellent idea, because we need a Halal Angel Network platform to get our potential investor for our project. We need very, very good funding from this platform. So I hope we all can work together and bring our project to the life. And we need all those who are audiences listening to our presentations and my presentations. I welcome them. Any question they might have, they can reach me at sayaran@halalcommerce.ca. Thank you so much, and may Allah bless you all.
Concluding remarks for me. Thank you, everyone. I just explain the startup ecosystem funding. In startup ecosystem funding, there's something initial funding. The seed capital comes from angels. It can be friends and family, as Dr. Said talked about. It can be your, colleagues, and there is also something called angel networks. Once you pass by angel networks, you go to the VC. So why it's called angel? Because angels actually help you. And why we started Halal Angels Network? Since 10 years being in the halal consumer market and actually doing a doctorate degree, PhD degree in the American Muslim consumer market, I found out there's few challenges we have been facing, and that is funding. Now, funding, how can you address? Now, venture capital, as somebody in the audience was saying, venture capital. Venture capital, if you're registered in the US, you have to only invest in the US. So there's an interesting startup in India, and a US VC fund has to invest. It takes 1 year to come. So that's why we decided to do an angels network. The other thing is, I wanted to start a venture capital. Very interesting story. And I went to my mom because she comes from a business background. I asked her, I want to do this thing. I want to raise capital. I'm actually forming a company with people. She says, I forbid you from starting a venture capital company. I said, why? She says, you're taking somebody else's money, putting into pool, and then giving it to somebody. If you make one mistake on Yawm al-Qiyamah, for $1, you'll be accountable for throughout your eternity. And that's why I decided I want to stay away. And the other thing she says, if you're raising 10 million, 5 million, 20 million, whatever million, the minute money comes big into you, you might become a junoon. I don't want to lose my son. So we decided to stay away from the venture capital. Angels Network is connecting the angels with the startups. That is the format. So I thank everyone. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.